silence is rarely empty. More often, it's deliberate. When a story disappears, it isn't always erased. Sometimes, it's simply no longer mentioned. No announcements, no corrections, no explanations, just absence. Over time, absence feels natural. People stop noticing what isn't there. This is how silence works, not as a gap, but as a replacement. History doesn't only speak through records, it also speaks through what it avoids. Entire events can vanish without being denied. They're never labeled false. They're simply no longer referenced. Documents remain, but they're never cited. Names exist, but they're never repeated. And repetition is what keeps memory alive. Without it, memory fades quietly. This method leaves no evidence of force, no visible censorship, no dramatic removal, only a slow shift in attention. What is discussed feels important. What isn't discussed feels irrelevant. And relevance determines survival. Silence doesn't argue with the truth. It waits. It allows time to do the work. As years pass, new generations inherit a version of history that feels complete. They don't question what they were never shown. They don't miss what they never knew existed. That's the power of omission. Contradictions don't need to be resolved if they're never introduced. Uncomfortable questions don't need answers if they're never asked. Silence protects itself. Those who notice the gaps often struggle to explain them, because how do you prove something wasn't said? How do you document what was intentionally ignored? Silence leaves no fingerprints, only patterns. Across years, the same approach appears. A discovery is acknowledged briefly. Discussion follows. Then, attention shifts elsewhere. New priorities, new narratives, new distractions, and the original subject fades. Not disproven, just unattended. Eventually, mentioning it feels strange, out of place, unnecessary. That's when silence has fully settled. By then, the truth hasn't been defeated. It's been outlived. But silence is never permanent. It depends on forgetting, and forgetting depends on time. Sometimes, a record resurfaces, a citation appears, a question is repeated, a pattern is noticed again, and silence cracks. Not loudly, not all at once, but enough to be felt. These moments are rare, because silence is patient. It doesn't rush. It waits for people to move on. And most do, but some don't. Some notice what isn't said. Some pay attention to gaps. Some recognize that history speaks as much through absence as it does through words. These aren't rumors. They're signals. They're patterns. They're archives. And silence is never accidental.